All right, what's up, everyone? So I'm Benny, and thank you guys all for jumping on, and welcome to our little side hustle event tonight. So tonight's all about, we wanted to show you guys what we're actually up to, right? You probably see a lot of posts on Facebook and a lot of talk about making money from our phone. So tonight we're going to explain what we do and honestly why we're so excited. So honestly, raise your hand, guys, if you own a cell phone on this call. Yeah, keep your hand up if you're on it at least 5 times a day. Right, it's more like 5,000, right? It's 2017. Look, keep your hand up, guys, if you might want to learn a way to make a little bit extra money from it. Yeah? Hey, cool. Well, that's what it's all about. So look, guys, our business is all based online. And like some of those big companies like Uber has a product, and they also have a business opportunity. So you can order a taxi from Uber, or you can actually start up your own taxi business, right? All from your phone. Well, our business is based around a product and also a business opportunity that honestly we're damn proud of. So I'm going to flick it over to Renee, and Renee's going to talk a little bit about our product and what it's all about, and then we're going to go into a bit about the business and honestly how we make money from our cell phones and how we teach others to do the same. Hope you guys enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Hey guys, so I am so excited to share this with everyone. This product has done amazing things for me and a lot of other people that I know as well. So I am so passionate about it. It's really easy to talk about. So my name's Renee. I'm 24 years old. I got introduced to the product, which is called Juice Plus, about 7 months ago. And I don't know if anyone heard that, but basically Ben just dropped his phone. But I got introduced to the product about 7 months ago. And honestly, before Juice Plus was in my life, I had really bad anxiety. So this was the kind of anxiety that I was really embarrassed about, something I was really ashamed of. Like, honestly, I just didn't want anyone to know. I feel like we all knew that girl at school with anxiety, and I don't know, I just really didn't want to be that girl. So I only told my best friend, and I kind of just dealt with it myself. I guess it was lucky for me because my anxiety came at night. So it was when I was just trying to get to sleep, and I kind of just be overthinking, and then I'd be sweating and just a bit panicky and blurred vision and everything like that. And honestly, before I know it, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I've got to go to work in like an hour. And for anyone who has anxiety, you know what that day at work's like. You're just a mute, you're a zombie, like you don't even want to be there. And I kind of just went through that cycle, honestly, for quite a long time. That was until my partner, he came to me with these products. And honestly, when he first told me about them, I was like, I'm already healthy enough, like I don't need that. And then he started telling me about these amazing sleeps he was having. And honestly, purely because of that reason, I was like, oh, I could really use some sleep. So I jumped on the product, and yet within 2 weeks, honestly, I was having a good sleep. It was really cool. I think the biggest change for me was 4 months down the track. I really looked back at the last 4 months and I was like, oh my gosh, like I've hardly had any anxiety this whole 4 months, which was massive for me because I was used to having it like 3 times a week. And so when that happened, it really started, it really got me thinking that maybe there was other people out there that were suffering from the same, sort of feelings. And so I kind of just went out asking people. I honestly just asked my friends, my workmates, my families. I just started having those kind of conversations like, oh, why'd you take a day off work? And, oh, what's happening with your family and all this stuff. And honestly, guys, it was so sad, the conversations that I started having. Like, it is so sad what's happening in the world today because everyone that I spoke to had something or knew someone that had something, whether that was anxiety, depression, eczema, asthma, whether it was cancer, liver, kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. I mean, even on this call now, please raise your hand if you know anyone with any of those conditions that I just talked about. Honestly, you guys should see how many hands are up. It's so sad, and so when I look into my little world, I was like, wow, like we're kind of getting sicker. It's 2017. I mean, we have access to so much information. We have Instagram, Google, Facebook, doctors, wellness centers, nutritionalists, naturopaths, and they're all telling us the top 3 things to prevent sicknesses and to feel better, which is drink more water, do more exercise, and eat more fruits and veggies. So if it's that simple, if it's just 3 simple steps, why am I not doing this? Why are we not doing this? Because, the proof is in the pudding right now. Only 1 in 4 New Zealanders get the recommended 2 to 5 servings of fruit and veggies a day. Only 2% of Australian adults do, and only 1% of children do. It's crazy, the statistics at the moment. You know, that leads to the statement that we'll be the first generation where our parents will actually outlive us. You know, and for me, that's really scary. So for me, it does come down to, why is this happening? And what I found out from talking to all these people was it comes down to convenience. You know, like, I'm a busy girl. Everyone is busy. We don't have time to make kale and spinach and broccoli taste amazing. It tastes like shit, let's be honest. You know, so what I love about this product is it literally takes what we're currently doing to our bodies and what we know we probably should be doing, and it bridges that gap in a really quick, convenient way. So what is it? Well, it's literally just a variety of 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries dehydrated down and popped into a vegan capsule. So these are them right here. So I pop 2 of these bad boys every single morning, and I know I am flooding my body with all the nutrients that it needs. I haven't had a sick day off work in like 7 months. My anxiety's been at bay. My skin's amazing. I crave more fruits and veggies, all that kind of stuff that comes with whole food. As well as with these products, which I think is amazing, is you can actually sponsor a child for free. So these come in our chewable versions, and I actually have some to show you guys because I haven't eaten them all. So this is them here, and honestly, they are so, so, so good. Kids don't even know that it's just veggies. And the last thing we have is our complete shakes. So these come in a chocolate and vanilla flavor, and they are called complete because they're just like the perfect meal. They're your good fats, your good carbs, your good protein. So they're so good after the gym, before the gym. And is there any breakfast skippers on this call right now? Be honest. Right? Yeah. I can see them all going up. So these are so good because you literally shake them up with water and they taste so good. These products have been around for, I think, about 25 years. There's so much research on it. There's about 36 gold standard medical reviews. We have 300,000 and plus testimonies about what this has done for people. But for me, it really does come down to the stories. Honestly, they are so amazing. So I know we have a special girl who's actually launching her business tonight as well, and she's got an awesome product story for us. So I'm going to pass over to Amy. If you're on the call, if you could just unmute yourself and just share your product story with us.
Hey, did I unmute myself? Okay, nice. Hi everybody, how you going? Just trying to fix my screen so I can see everybody. It keeps freezing up on me. Okay, so I'm zooming in from a little town called Russell in New Zealand, a little hometown. Am I frozen? I'll just keep talking. I'm guessing everybody can still hear me. I can't tell because everybody's frozen on my screen whether you guys can hear me or not.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm zooming in from a little town called Russell in New Zealand. I live here with my 2 sons, who are 8 and 4, a little bit of a handful those 2 are. We've all 3 of us have been on this product for about 6 weeks now and been involved with the business for about the same amount of time. I've found this product just to be absolutely amazing, more so, well, not more so for my children, but I guess I notice it more with my children because it's doing a great thing for their moods. Both of my boys are really good sleepers, but they tend to sleepwalk and talk. Since they've been on the chews, they're just more settled in their sleep. They're staying in their beds from the time I put them in bed until the morning. They're both eating more fruit and vegetables, and they're just so much more focused on whatever task that they're doing. And my big boy Angus, his moods have just calmed right down. It's just fantastic. Instead of having little angry outbursts, like to me it felt like every 5 seconds of the day, we're down to like maybe 1 or 2 little angry outbursts a day, which is just awesome for me. And with myself, as I guess all of us, we just find that we're getting better sleep, feeling more rested, just sleeping much more heavily. It's just fantastic. And I'm finding myself more focused, much more patience with my children, which helps. And just feeling more level and balanced, such a more, just better. And generally just everything feels better with these products. So I'm really enjoying being on them, and I'm starting to get in the swing of things of sharing about it. It took me a little while to start sharing about it, but now that I've got my roll on, I don't think there's anything that's going to be able to stop me I reckon I'm just going to keep on going and build a better, healthier, wealthier future for me and my boys. I'm so thankful for the girls, Stacey, that got me involved, and Sash and Miriama, who's part of our team at the moment. I'm just stoked to have them beside me, really push me to be, to believe more in myself. It's a product that I already believe in, so believing more in myself to get it out there is just going to be awesome. So I'm just really excited for the future and really excited to be on this Zoom with all you lovely young people.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's so exciting. I hear it's just the beginning of your journey, so that is super cool. So we're going to keep up with the stories because we have some amazing ones coming up. So I'm going to pass over to my beautiful friend Tamara, who has an amazing story. I love hearing this. So I'm going to pass over to you, gorgeous.
Thank you so much, Renee. Hi, everyone. My name is Tamara. I'm from Perth, Western Australia. I first got introduced to the Juice Plus product through my dad. In 2008, he suffered from a very severe heart attack and he almost didn't make it. He was put on 8 different types of medications, and the doctors told him that he'd have to take these meds every single day for the rest of his life. He wasn't an unhealthy person, but he had a very high stressful job. So he made a few minor lifestyle changes once this happened. In 2015, he got introduced to Juice Plus through some of his friends, and he decided to give the product a go. Not only has it greatly improved his heart health, but 8 months into taking the product, he cut down his medications from 8 a day to 0 a day. So he now doesn't take any medications. Last weekend, he just completed his first ever 400-kilometre bike ride for sick kids, which he would have never been able to do in the past. So it's safe to say that his heart and his health are now healthier than ever. And after seeing some amazing results in my dad, I decided to try the product. I'll admit that I was quite skeptical to start off with. I didn't think that I would see any improvements in my health, and my diet was already quite plant-based. However, I have been taking the product for just over a year now, and it has greatly improved my health. One of the most significant improvements for me has definitely been with my energy levels. I used to be that girl that was constantly tired, feeling lethargic, having to nap during the day. Now I don't, and now I have sustainable energy, so I don't have to rely on coffee or energy drinks. I can wake up really early in the morning. I can go to work the whole day, come home, and still have the energy to smash out like 3 to 4 hours of dance classes. So this was a huge thing for me, as prior to taking Juice Plus, I was spending my money on different supplements and iron tablets, and now I'm not taking any of those. Another great improvement for me has definitely been with my skin. I no longer have many breakouts on my face. My eczema has improved heaps. I hardly wear any makeup. I'm not wearing any makeup right now. And my nails and my hair have been stronger and healthier than ever. So I guess for me, I didn't realize how much healthier I could feel and be until I started taking Juice Plus. I know that even if I have a crappy day of eating, or if I'm traveling and I don't have access to a lot of fresh fruit and veg, I'm still feeding my body and my cells with the nutrients it needs just by bridging that gap. So I'm really extremely grateful that my dad and myself have been able to look after our insides every single day. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll pass it back on to Renee.
Woohoo! So amazing for your dad. That is so cool. And I feel you with the coffee. I haven't had any for about 4 months. So I'm going to pass over to our last story in terms of the product. So I'm going to pass over to my good friend Matt, because he has an amazing story that he wants to share as well.
Thanks, Renee. I'll keep it real quick and short tonight, guys. If you want the full version, just go buy my book on Amazon. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I'm Matt. I'm 24. I got introduced to Juice Plus just over 2 years ago by a good friend. Life was just at rock bottom at the time. She could see that when she came home from Aussie. And yeah, life was shit. There's no other way of putting it. You know, I was just like Renee and a few other people that have shared. Depression and anxiety was just ruling my life. Along with, you know, I had bad skin, I had no self-confidence, and I also just had this real bad junk food addiction. Like, I'm talking KFC, McDonald's, bakery, Burger King, three, 4 times a day, like 60 to 80 bucks a day on junk food. And all this crap was just leading to, just multiple health problems. And I also suffered from a liver toxicity disease called Gilbert syndrome, which was just causing all sorts of problems like chronic fatigue, brain fog, jaundice, which is yellowing of the skin, the whites of the eyes. And the doctors just didn't know what to do with me. They were getting so worried because my blood, what they call this blood count in my blood levels was just going sky high. I had it somewhere, but I lost it. But it was getting out of control, and they were just looking for like hepatitis, cancers. They just didn't know what was wrong with me. But they always just prescribed me medications and was just like, take this, take that, let's see if this works. And nothing worked. All these vitamins. And then I gave Juice Plus a go, and it just made sense, and what the doctors failed to tell me is, what's your diet like? So I jumped on the product, and within about 3 weeks, I was starting, my brain fog was lifting, my energy levels started increasing, my skin started to clear up, and just started feeling good. And from there on, just as the months ticked on, the anxiety started to decrease, the depression started to go away. And I must just say now, 2 years later, I'm actually a vegan. I'm not saying this product turns you vegan or anything, but that's how far I've taken my diet, just simple changes over that 2-year period, to the point where I literally eat a plant-based diet now, not Macca's 3 times a day, and 3 Vs. I was living on almost 1.5 litres of V a day, 3 cans. So it was shocking. Skin's the best it's ever been. The hair is growing like crazy. I know I've heard someone else share that tonight. The hair is just growing like mad. And last of all, my liver toxicity disease that I had is hereditary. My father has it, my brother has it, and my doctor said, you got it for life, and it's gonna suck, I'm sorry to tell you. Well, I went for a blood test just before Christmas, and I was back in normal range for a normal person. And that was from a mass high level where, I was saying they were freaking out with me, to back in normal range. I hadn't been in normal range since I was 13 years old. So life's just completely different now. And I just feel overall amazing. So thank you for letting me share.
Oh God, gets me every time. Seriously, so good. So that's so awesome. So obviously you can see what this has done for us. We love it. We're so passionate about it. We're really changing our lives in terms of health. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit and talk about the business side of things, of how we actually make money. So I'm going to pass over to my other gorgeous friend, Belle, and she's going to go through a little bit of the business side and how it kind of compares to traditional 9-to-5 life.
Hey guys, I'm Belle. So a little bit about me. I came across this about 2 years ago, and I had definitely gone down the traditional route of going to uni, getting good grades, getting a good job, and I had been told that that was the way to set yourself up for life. I did that and found out that in the end, when I finally got a job, it wasn't all it cracked up to be. It really actually sucked. I found out that the 9-to-5 world that everyone raves on about is crap, and I didn't want to be stuck in it. I was already at the age of 23. I was like, this sucks. I'm giving up my social life. I'm working all the time, and I'm still not making enough money to save. Like, my money's just paying my rent, and that's it. Like, where's life going to go if it's going to be like this? No wonder so many people are depressed and not enjoying life. So when I heard of this, I kind of got really excited. And, one thing that I really loved about it was that it was so different to my traditional job that I was in. I was working as a youth worker. So I'm just going to get out my little whiteboard and show you guys something, which I found really cool in the beginning. So a normal job like mine and most people, or most traditional businesses, are shaped like a pyramid. And in the top there is, or at the top of the company is the CEO or the manager or whatever. I was in a government-owned, run company, and the top was a CEO. There was different lines of management all the way down, team leaders, and then down the bottom there was the youth workers. So I was actually once given the opportunity to apply for one of these jobs. I was recommended that I'd be good for it, and I looked at the application form, and the pay was probably literally like the same as mine. I was going to have to work more hours, have more responsibility, and I'd get a little bit more money at the end of the week, which didn't really seem worth it. So I didn't even bother applying for the job. But people work their way up this ladder. They give away their life. They work like literally so many hours. The people in these jobs were getting there before me and were leaving after me, and they did not seem like they were enjoying their lives. So Saw Juice and the way it's structured, I got really excited because everyone comes in at the same level as a virtual franchisee, no matter who you are. Like I said, I had a uni degree. I came in at the same as a doctor or a lawyer, or anyone would all come in at the same. And at the top, we have a national marketing director position. That's the top level in our company. And at the top, there is literally unlimited potential for everyone to get to that position. Not like in this where there's only one CEO. And what I love is that you have to actually help people get to the top. You can't get to NMD without helping your team get up the levels as well. Whereas in this, you literally are fighting against your colleagues and your workmates and, losing friends. So this made so much sense to me. I jumped in and I built an amazing team of girls and a couple of boys. And everyone's just so supportive, and everyone's there, everyone's got your back, and everyone's just supporting you along your journey. So it's amazing. I think I'm passing back to Ben or Renee.
What's up? Yeah, it's Ben. Thanks so much, Belle. Look, what's up again, guys? So, okay, I'll be honest. When I first saw this business, I was all in. Like, I'm a pretty excitable guy, if any of you guys know me. But there were two questions that I really wanted answered before I jumped in. And the first thing I thought was, okay, there's a product. Does that mean I have to be a sales guy? Does that mean I have to hunt down my friends or go door knocking on the street, pamphlets, chucking Juice Plus at people? Never wanted to be that kind of guy. I'd done cold calling before and lasted 5 days, didn't make a single sale, didn't get a single lead. And the second thing I thought was I heard the idea of building a team and helping them. And I was like, well, I don't know many people. I hadn't been on the Gold Coast long. So guys, I'm just going to show you really quickly what this business really looks like. So here's little Lonesome Benny when he first started. Right, and honestly, all I thought of was a couple of people I'd love to work with. The first one that came to mind was my sister, Kate. And I thought, okay, why would I love to work with her? And I just said, you know what, Kate, I just found this epic business. Don't really know how to explain it. I'd love for you to come look. Let me know if it's for you. And she said, yeah, cool. So she ended up joining the business. And then honestly, she said the same thing to a couple of her friends. She said, look, this business is epic. Do you want to come have a look? Her friend Sarah joined. Then Sarah said the same thing. Her friend Ali joined. Then Ali's friend Corey Jazz joined. And Corey Jazz's friend Liz joined. And honestly, from that, guys, I only knew my sister. And then I had 4 more people on my team. And I didn't sell to my sister, guys. She's my best friend. I couldn't. But, okay, I'll show you where the magic happens in this business. Let's say that Kate introduces a couple more people, right? And so does Sarah, and so does Ali, and these people introduce a couple more. And there's circles everywhere, and I introduce circle, and that's a square, and you guys know what it means. It goes crazy, right? So, look, raise your hand if you heard of Justin Bieber. Everyone knows who he is, right? And keep it up if you've watched this video, Baby, on YouTube. Yeah? So that's got 1.5 billion views on YouTube. Insane, right? Do we really think that Justin Bieber went out there when he was 5 or 6? No, he was 12. Went out there and found 1.5 billion people to watch his YouTube link. Right? It's impossible. What did he do? He shared his cool thing with a couple of people. His manager shared it with a couple of people, and so on and so on and so on, and shared until bang. What's happening? He's sitting back on Hawaii. He's killing it, sipping pina coladas. He's getting paid tons of money from YouTube, right? And I'll let you in on a little secret. So you don't have to be Justin Bieber to do well at this business. Okay? Because you don't even need to create anything. When you start this business, you get the business model, right? And you get all the training to know how to do this business properly. And then you get someone to teach you how to do it. So all you have to do is do the work, guys. Pretty simple. And honestly, if you think YouTube pays a lot of money, you wait till you see this business. So I'm going to chuck it over to my man, Sean. And shout out to Sean. He's smashing through this business and very proud to have this man on the call. He's going to explain how we make that money.
So, hey guys, I'm Sean. I'm just going to have a quick chat to you about how we get paid. So, we get paid 3 ways. Now, who on this call can honestly say in their current job, they get paid 3 ways? You can't put your hand up if you're in Juice Plus. So, the first way we get paid is retail profit. Now, that is just a fancy way of saying that someone buys the product off you and you get paid for it. So all we do, we put a little order into our phone that gets sent to head office. Head office send the product to the customer, and then head office pay you. That's all we do. We don't hold on to stock. We don't buy thousands of dollars worth of stock and hope you sell it. It's 2017, guys. It's an online business. We just don't do that anymore. Second way we get paid, commission. So we talked a little bit earlier about building a team. Now, when we introduce people to Juice Plus and we teach them how to make their own money, Juice Plus say, hey, you're doing an amazing job teaching them. We're going to pay you as well. So they wouldn't have even been in the business if it wasn't for us. So we get paid for that as well. Third way we get paid is we get nice little bonuses. Now, personally, I've never been in a job where I've ever had a bonus, but our ones range from $100 all the way up to $33,000. Yeah, $33,000 is a big number, guys, but it all depends on where we're from. So Juice Plus is in 28 different countries around the world. And to me, it's amazing to know that we can get paid from 28 different countries around the world. Like, how awesome is that, guys? So how do we get involved? So it's a one-off payment in the US of $50, Europe $50, and New Zealand and Australia $175. That's all it is. It's as simple as that, guys. Jump on in. Let's do this.
Oh, thanks so much, my man. Pumped to see you step up, brother. Legend. But look, we actually got some cool stories to share tonight, and pretty damn pumped. Like, first up, we got my beautiful sister, Kayla. She's going to share, I'll let her explain it, but she's done some epic stuff in this business. So I'm going to flick it over to Kate. Unmute yourself and kill it.
Woohoo! Thank you. So, hi everyone. I'm Kate, and I've been in the business now for a little over a year and a half. When I started, I was a new mum. My son was about 3 months old, and I was at home with him, but I was ridiculously broke, and I was tired, and I was kind of feeling pretty negative about life, to be totally honest. And I just needed some sort of, I guess, passion and something that I could have for myself. So when Ben came to this, obviously, to this with me, then I was like, you know what, I just have to jump in and give this a crack. So since then, everything has changed. Literally last month, I was able to say no to going back to my job. So the bank rang me and were like, Kate, your maternity leave's finished. Are you coming back? And I was like, you know what, I'm never coming back. So that was the most amazing feeling. I know as a mum, especially, that when usually getting that call would be the most freakiest call ever. And I got to literally run around my house, like jumping for joy, feeling so amazing. So it's done so much for me. I was able to go to Bali last month, and I could shout my family to do that, which was massive. I really wanted to be able to travel, and I didn't think I could do that as a mum anymore. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. So thanks, guys. I'll flick it back to you, Ben.
Oh, thanks, sis. Pumped to be working with you. Look, we've actually got a little special guest on the call tonight. She's one of the youngest national marketing directors I know. We got to have an awesome time at Coachella, and I'm going to pass it over to Shani. Take it away.
Awesome. Hey guys, how you going? I'm Shani, and I have to say this has been such a cool event. Like, I've been doing this business now for nearly 18 months, and it's just been so cool to hear from all you guys. So yeah, I've before Juice Plus, I was actually an anaesthetic nurse, a registered nurse. Hands up, anyone here who's a nurse. It's a hard slog. It's, like 40, 50-hour weeks, night shift, on call. It was just ridiculous. And I was actually a manager before that as well. So, being an anaesthetic manager, one of the biggest hospitals here on the Gold Coast, my job was just crazy, so much stress. And, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I was told from a very young age, the right thing to do was go to school, get really great grades, go to uni, smash your degree, get an awesome career, and then just climb that ladder that one of the girls was speaking about before. And, I was taught the higher you climb, the more you earn. And so coming straight out of uni, I was so ambitious to absolutely smash it. And then 5 years into my career, I find myself working 50 plus hours a week, always on call, always on night shift, dealing with staff issues like sick call, being understaffed, workplace politics, drama, accidents, KPIs, like it was crap. It was so crap. And, you know, I actually never got annual leave, and I'm so passionate about travel, and I never got to travel. There's no way in hell I could ever take a sick day if I needed one as well. So I was really stressed. And at the time I was only 27 years old. I had loads of responsibility, and I was just on the verge of meltdown. So it actually really scared me to become even more ambitious and work harder and climb further up that ladder, because I looked around at my colleagues and they all hated their job. Everyone there was miserable. They all looked exhausted. And I was like, no, I can't do this for the next 40, 50 years of my life. It's just doesn't align with my values. I'm not happy. I can't do this for the rest of my life. And I was only in my 20s. And so, yeah, I got really scared. So this business came across, it sort of fell in my lap. And that was, 18 months ago now. And it's changed my life. Like, I can't even explain it to you. So I started the business 6 months in. I actually demoted myself from that managerial position because the income I was making from Juice Plus, sort of like made up for that. So I was just like, see ya, walked out of there, wasn't a manager anymore. So happy all of a sudden, less stress. I went from working 50 hours a week to 40 hours a week to 30 to 20 to like one little 8-hour shift a week. And then 1 year into the business, which was November last year, I actually quit my job. So I retired. I never have to work a day in my life again. And to say that I'm a 29-year-old retiree, it's just absolutely nuts. So this business has absolutely changed my life. It's crazy that, you know, I studied for so long. I studied for 7 years at university for the wage that I was getting. And it's crazy to think that a business like this, with such an amazing group of people, like you've heard from some of the people on the line tonight, like really, really cool people, I was able to do that in just 12 months' time. So working from home, completely online, use my phone, like, why would you say no to this? And now, you know, I wake up when I want. There's no such thing as an alarm. I spend my mornings doing what I love. Like, I go for runs and I do yoga, and I just like really spend quality time with myself and with my family, my friends, my partner. And, you know, if someone would have said to me, you know, 10 years ago when I'm finishing year 12 saying, you know, you get told like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You've got to choose now. Like, you've got to decide. If someone would have presented this opportunity to me then, holy crap, I would have said yes so long ago. Like, imagine where I would be now, like 10 years down the track. So yeah, it's been such a cool ride. It's been so amazing. Getting to hang out with these guys as well was just one of the highlights of this year. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much for jumping on the call. I know you're doing epic in your business, so you're probably busy as, but appreciate it so much. But look, guys, I'm just going to wrap it up. Okay, like, I know the first thing that comes to mind when you're on an event like this is kind of like, whoa, like, what is this? Is this like too good to be true? How does this make sense? And I feel you, like, I honestly understand that, because my beautiful fiance, Renee, I wouldn't even call her a skeptic. I'd call her a hater. Like, she was the number one hater. I'm talking, when I talked about this business, her eyes would glaze over into this kind of angry stare, because she didn't think it was the right thing. You know what I mean? And 7 months later, until she started this business, and now she's the number one advocate. Like, I can't even stop her. So all I'd say, guys, is if you do have questions, like, go and get them answered. Just ask the person who invited you. And if you know anyone who you think this might vibe with, who might, I don't know, want to start a second income, or maybe just want something to be excited about, let them know, guys. Like, reach out to them, and would love to have them on this call too. I guess for me, like, starting out, I'm from New Zealand, guys, and most of you guys actually from this call, I think, are there too. And you know what I'm saying, when we don't get paid much back there. You know, like, I was on $18 an hour, and I thought that was good money back there. And I moved to Australia thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get the best change. Came here, I got $23 an hour, and that was like, I'm rich. Like, holy shit, called up my friends, like, you guys need to move here. Like, I'll shout the tickets. I'm a baller now. That ended pretty quickly, right? I spent about 2 years just partying my life away. And then it wasn't until someone really close to me actually told me I wasn't going anywhere, said I was worthless. It was quite harsh. But I guess that kind of opened my mind, and I went, wait, hold on, what am I doing? You know what, maybe I do want to go in a different direction in my life. And I looked everywhere. Once I saw that, I was like, I'm looking everywhere. I looked at property. You know what, property investing. That costs average $60,000 to buy a property. Guys, like, I got in this business to make money, not to just flick out 60 grand. So honestly, I met a guy in property investing who introduced me to this. He was like, property's cool, man, but have a look at this business. I just went all out, guys. I went all out, and I absolutely loved it. And I tell you what, since then, like Shani said, like, my life's changed too. It's been a crazy ride, but to say that being that broke boy who never ever thought he could travel, like I've been to the first couple of months, I got to buy tickets for me and Renee to Hawaii. We'd been together like 4 months. She was probably like, whoa, like too soon, but hey, I had the money. Like, I just did it. We had an absolute blast. I went to Phoenix, Arizona. Got to go to Tony Robbins, who I found like my idol in personal development. We just got back from Coachella, LA, Vegas, Anaheim. Had an absolute blast, and we got paid while we were over there. How cool is that? We were in LA doing events, and money was coming in, guys. But the number one biggest thing is like the team on this call. Like you can't beat that. You know what I mean? You ever look for friends that vibe with the same things as you, that want to do like, if I could, like when we all make it, like the dream is to have everyone traveling together. Like that's the big thing. Rebels with a Cause, our personal team name is what it's all about, guys. And to end it, like I know this is so different because you know what? We're not taught to look at this. We're not taught to look at this kind of business. We're taught to look for a job. And you know what a job gets you? A job getting paid one way, that gets you a living, guys. But honestly, getting paid 3 ways, that gets you a life. But we're not taught to look for a life like we're taught to look for a career, right? But we're here to change that. So honestly, thank you guys so much for jumping on. You're all legends. You can unmute yourselves and say bye if you want. But I hope you guys enjoyed the event. We do this every week. So